clash at the MCG. The Bombers, who've indicated in recent times they're again on the verge of greatness, went into the clash close to full strength, while the Hawks had to cover the hole to celebrate Dermot Brereton's 150th game as we go to the opening bounce.
And Lawrence on the ground immediately with Salmon. Umpire letting it go. And a free kick for the Bombers. Salmon's first kick of the match. To full forward to Van der Haar. And the Flying Dutchman's got it. 32 years of age. 186 games. 40 metres out. Familiar drop punt. It's a great kick. It's made it. The Bombers a goal and Hawthorn yet to score.
Well, that's a great start by Essendon. Getting the ball out of the middle, very important. And Van der Haar, a big occasion player, has turned in some great performances in finals game there. He is out in front, taking the mark in front of Greg Madigan, and that's the only worry with Hawthorn today. Their defence may not be strong enough.
Yes, Chris Langford's out of that side, of course. And big job there for a youngster in Greg Madigan. Oh, there's some strong work by Watson. That's good football. There's Tuck after it. Was he grabbed? Umpire said yes. It's a free kick to Michael Tuck on centre wing. Well, almost towards the half-back line. He goes wide. One-on-one contest, punched down by Gary O'Donnell, grabbed by Anderson. He's been in great form. To centre wing he goes, a nice mark to Kennedy, also been in tip-top form. That's Lawrence going wide. Anderson, Tuck's unloaded as he brings it to half forward. It was an easy mark taken by Watson. He's off. A quick kick towards half forward. Kransberg underneath it. It's grabbed by McGuinness. Tries to get it back to Kennedy. Kennedy trying to shuffle it on in front of him. It's at half forward for the Bombers. They've got it. This is Kieran Spawn kicking wide. A chance for Werner. He's being picked up by Gary Ayres. Werner, a lot of pace. Shuffles it over to Long. Long, a very clever player. Can't get it to a teammate. It's Anderson off the ground. Back it comes to half forward. Van der Haar can't get back to take the mark. Watson's in after it. 3 Hawthorn players after him. Leg was Madigan. Should have received a free kick. Grabbed further afield for the Hawks and brought towards the half centre wing. That was by Morris. Out wide is Grenbold, the former South Australian, brings it around the boundary line. It's pretty tough out there in the clinches. It's grabbed there by Watson, who's in everything at the moment. The Essendon crowd love this player as he brings it down to half forward. Lawrence takes front position, tapped over the back. It's Collins, tripped, and the umpire said exactly that. Free kick to Andrew Collins on the half back line.
First couple of minutes at a frantic pace as you'd expect. Kennedy concedes ground. Deer wants McGuinness. It should sit. He's got Morris. And it'll be a throw in. So Watson in the play in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
And Collins, Bruce, limping noticeably after that tackle there.
And Buick's limping too behind the play, Bernie.
So the pace taking its toll on a couple of the players. Lawrence off the ground. Through Izard's legs. Morris ducked his head. Gets a free kick. Play on to full forward. Morrissey. Deer, I should say. Still Deer. Hamilton with Morrissey. And again a throw in.
The last few times they've played, Essendon have always done well early against Hawthorn, Bruce, and haven't really gone on with it.
They did in that second semi-final. They look like they might have them in that second quarter. That was the last time they've clashed. Thompson around his body. Collins. Anderson. Brereton's first touch. To Pritchard. Short. Whitman. And he's got it. Dunstall very short. Whitman might take a shot. He'll kick from the 50-metre line. Salmon's standing on the mark about 48 metres out. Drop punt from Whitman is a long, strong kick, and it'll be a behind. So the Hawks register a score. They trail by 5 points. Michael Roberts on the boundary line. Darren Buick's situation.
Yes, Darren's come off. They've taken his boot and sock off and expecting the top of his right foot, but I expect him to be all right.
Well, let's hope so for the Bombers' sake. They already lost Antrobus before the game. That's Mark Thompson towards half forward. Punched on by Van der Haar was good football. Kicked off the ground by Spawn out in front of the Melbourne members stand. and in fact over the line. He was a player brought in originally in place of Bradley Plain, but of course Antrobus had to pull out, and Bradley Plain came back into the side for the Bombers. Hawthorn brought back Greg Deere and Peter Schwab, and they'll make a difference to their side too. It's at half back for the Hawks. The Bombers in after it, and the umpire, it's Dennis Rich out there about to bounce it at half forward for Essendon.
Bombers in attack. Bradley Plain, who replaced Tony Antrobus today. Sun shining brightly. Condon, who had 27 or 28 kicks last week, to half forward. Didn't sit for Izzard. Gee, Salmon did well. 6'8" of him and all. Left foot. Kransberg, Plain. Goes backwards. Watson. Plain. Short pass. Looking for Werner. With Werner now. Or Pritchard put out the foot. Unintentional. Still Werner. Plain over the top of it. And it'll be a ball up. So promising attack, but what let them down was the pass to Werner. No love lost between these two clubs.
Big job for Gary Ayres on Michael Werner. Ayres a great player, of course, a champion player. Werner is very, very quick. Here's a chance for the Bombers. A hand pass comes over to Plain. Now, can he get around? He can, I think, and try and hook it back towards full forward and just offline and through for a behind. So he just didn't have quite the pace to get around his opponent. One goal the difference. Essendon in front. Gary Ayres about to bring it back into play. He's got a loose man in Collins right out long on the half-back line. But nearly a good mark to the Bombers. Tucker's grabbed when he didn't have it. Collins, Madigan's dropped a sitter there. A hand pass given to him. Collins is brought to ground. It's pretty hard out there. Tuck battling hard. Now it's Jenke in after it. Collins also lending a hand. Players charge in there, and well, it's always pretty physical between these two sides, and all players wanting the ball desperately.
Yes, the umpire let it go for a long time there, Pete, and a few players playing for free kicks. Good umpiring, though, to let it go.
Dennis Rich and John Russo, today's umpires. Again, Madigan misses it. Off the ground by Jenke. To centre wing, Morrissey and O'Donnell. Two very good footballers. Play on, good decision. Spawn, short kick, tuck. And it'll be a throw in. So the Bombers just into attack. 1-1 to a point. Been playing 7.5 minutes. Michael Tuck, one of the all-time greats. 385 games. He's been playing senior football since 1972. Kennedy, another veteran. Condon, and again a ball in. So after a ferocious and fierce start, it's just settling now. Not a lot happening in the last couple of minutes. Lawrence, Van der Haar, over the top Manning, punched on by Anderson. O'Donnell and Lawrence, very fair though. Morrissey whips it off Condon. Goes straight towards Brereton, who looks for a free kick. Punched on by Salmon. Thompson, still Thompson. Gets around Morris. Salmon does the shepherding, and Long with pace. Short. Kransberg. McGuinness with him. Grenville. It sits. He goes towards the goal front. Not a good kick. Ayres. Plain. Werner, he's got Spawn if he wants to use him. Tries to barge his way through, does, and shoots for goal, and puts it through.
12 points the margin. Brereton grabbed what he didn't have it, and the umpire saw that one. And centre of the ground, the Essendon fans don't like Dermott. We've got memories. Listen to the hoots of the crowd. I remember Van der Haar being flattened in the finals. Oh, bad kick by Dermott Brereton. Straight to Izzard. Izzard to the centre of the ground. Kransberg in front. Scott McInnes grabbed him. Oh, Essendon looking good. Oh, they break the tackle. That's good football to Watson. That was from Hamilton. On to Anderson. Anderson an open goal. Great goal to the Bombers.
Well, you would not wish to see a better passage of play. Essendon 3-1, 19 leading Hawthorn to a solitary point at this stage. But great play by the Bombers, bringing the ball right down the middle of the ground. And Greg Anderson finishing it off. There's a handball from Greg Anderson to start off with. Tim Watson and Anderson running again down the ground. Great running play by the Bombers side. They're willing to run and support each other, and that's what a good side must do.
Morrissey and Anderson. Magnificent footy by Hamilton there to shrug off a tackle, and the mistake came from Brereton. Quick kick by Condon. Again, Thompson. O'Donnell. Gee, it's hard out there. Quick handball away by Considine, only as far as Tuck, and here's Dunstall and Brereton. Take your pick. And Dermott will take it. Danaher was caught between the two big men.
Now this Bernie, as we see the replay of the mark, but this Bernie is when sides normally find it hard to get away from Hawthorn. Hawthorn normally come back.
Gee, you got a bit of treatment there too, Peter. Did you see that after he took the mark and the Essendon player really gave him some treatment on the ground?
So Brereton from 35 metres out. Normally a reliable kick. And has he got it? No, he's missed. And the Bomber fans celebrate, because every time Brereton makes a mistake today, they are going to let him know about it.
Just having a look at that replay, Bruce, I think that was nearly worth a 50-metre penalty there to Dermott Brereton, the way the Essendon player jumped on top of him.
Grenbold from the half-back line. It's all Essendon at the moment. They're looking good. Good mark to Vanderhaar, really moving well. Onto the left foot. Madigan's got to play a lot closer. Oh, loose men everywhere for Essendon. This is Manning. Out wide to Long. The chip passes on. Oh, good mark to Anderson, and he caught one across the ear. Now he is 60 metres out from goal. Another one here would be handy for the Bombers. You've got to really grind Hawthorn early. There's the kick. Lawrence at the back. Oh, tapped it back, Ayres. Oh, he nearly had it taken away by Plain. He was very casual then, Gary Ayres. Tapped it through for a behind to the Bombers. Experienced player, though, Ayres. But just at the time now is where Essendon have to kick another 2 or 3 quick ones and break Hawthorn's heart. Not allow them back into it, because they always grind away. This is Morrissey. Swinging onto the left foot. He brings it wide. Andrew Collins is not fit. He is just certainly not 100%. He's not moving too well at all as he gets it to Scott McGuinness. McGuinness, good play. Over to Pritchard. Pritchard to half forward. Whitman in front. Thompson at the back. Oh, that's a good mark by Mark Thompson. Strength.
He's a class player. The best back pocket playing the game, I believe.
He's come back after an injury quite magnificently. Hamilton's kicked the plane, and the Bombers stream forward again. Condon holds it up. Manning looked for a hand pass. Plain short to Vanderhaar. Or Anderson, I should say, who can really kick a footy. Look at that. Is it a goal? Yes, it is. 4-2 to 2 points.
4 goals the margin. A bit of a dust-up on the outer wing. Nothing too serious. There's Madden jumping high. Let's see if they can get another one. They've looked good, the Bombers. Hawthorn certainly not manning up well. Here's a chance for them. Morrissey will look for Dunstall. He should mark this. That is a brilliant lead. And a mark. No doubt about that. 40 metres out directly in front. They could do with a goal, but that was a lovely lead. And what a pass on the left foot, Bernie.
Yes, tremendous play by Morrissey there. We've just been having a go at him for not picking up his man, but he showed enormous skills on that occasion with the left foot pass straight to the great lead from Jason Dunstall.
Well, they've missed a couple of sitters. Dermott Brereton in particular. Let's see if this champion full forward can put this one through. It's wide. Oh, that's not what they want, Hawthorn. Haven't had a lot of the ball so far, and they need goals. The scoreboard shows Essendon on 4-2, 26. Hawthorn on 3 behinds. So 23 points the margin. A great start by Essendon.
Danaher, magnificent kick of the footy. Straight down the centre. And Manning takes a beauty. Thompson. Can he shrug the tackle? Considine. Condon. Manning again. Whitman. Condon, very good. Little one by Anderson's good. Oh, Dunstall couldn't take it. Danaher. Spawn. Excellent mark in front of Morrissey. Izard with pace. Plain. Short chip. Werner. Falls over, but Long's got it. Throws it out. Madigan. Good tackle by Plain. Pritchard goes wide and has Condon. Now Condon can really mount something here. To centre half forward, Brereton. Hamilton with him. Deer over the top. Holding the ball against the Bombers. Gee, tough decision.
Very tough.
Oh, look at that.
Very tough decision, Bruce.
I think Dermot copped one then. It's been called play on. Deere with an open goal. Paul Deere's kicked it through. There's a fight on behind the play at the same time.
There's fights on everywhere. There's a fight on in the goal square also between Dunstall and Anthony Danaher.
Oh, a lot of feeling out there, and I tell you what, I think Dermot might have copped one.
Yes, Dermot's going quick about it. You can see him on the right-hand side of the picture there.
He's speaking to the umpire. He copped one right in the face, and there's a lot of feeling out there. I think we're going to see a lot of fire in this match.
Well,
Paul Deere, in the meantime, had put it through for a goal, Bernie.
Well, I think Dermot plays it fairly tough, but I think he's a good fair player too, Dermot. That last year, that hip and shoulder that he gave to Van der Haar, I know it was a line ball decision, but it was a hip and shoulder.
This is when Hawthorn start firing. When Dermot starts getting agitated, he'll throw his weight round, and Essendon might have to stem the tide here.
Well, this is what Dermot likes. If they're going to lay down the challenge, I'm sure he'll be willing to take it up.
Well, Tucky was in there defending him pretty quickly. Deere gets the goal, Paul Deere.
Report, I think, on Izard, by the looks of it. Or a warning, at least.
Well, certainly has been spoken to. It's 26-9. Kicker comes on for the Bombers as we go again. This ball's going to be hard to win now. Morrissey going to take some courage for the next 5 minutes. Whitman with great pace to Morris, to Anderson. Oh, quick tackle. Considine. The Bombers are throwing everything at Hawthorn. Deere tries to barge his way through, and it'll be a ball up.
This is good stuff, Bernie.
Very hot out there, that ball, isn't it? And it'll take a lot of courage, as Bruce said, for the next 5 minutes or so for the players to put their head down and try to pick the ball up.
I'll bet there's a big punch by Deere. Dunstall, brilliant. Oh, he tucked up in his way as he tried to have a left foot shot. Paul Deere's in after it, kicked away by Watson. And this game really livening up. What football's all about, and the fans come to see this sort of play. 4-2 Essendon, this brilliant start, but they did it against Hawthorn last year and then couldn't go on with it. Let's see if they can today. That's Deere palming it down beautifully. Good to see him back in that Hawthorn side. Now, is that a free kick? Umpire said no. Grabbed by Watson. Oh, smothered by Kennedy was good football. So it's 20 metres out from the Hawthorn goal, and the umpire is coming in to bounce.
So the Hawks deep in attack. 26-9, Alan Izard. Spoken to by the umpire after that altercation with Brereton. Anderson tries to barge his way through. Hamilton gets a little kick. Anderson, who's kicked 2 mammoth goals in this first term. Little chip one, wants Spawn. Collins with him. Collins did pretty well there, and Spawn went back to Brereton. Now Dermot. Round his body. Watson misses it. Should really have taken it. Anderson. The Hawks swarm on him. Condon, and it'll be a ball in. So even the best make mistakes. Slipping out of Watson's hands after Brereton only kicked it 15 metres. Throw in, and Hawthorn slightly in attack.
Doing all right around the packs too. Oh, Brereton cleverly to Condon. Back to Brereton. He loves playing against the Bombers. There's the kick to half forward. Nearly a mark to Grinbold. A good effort, but he's dropped it about 30 metres to 35 metres around for the behind post. Brilliant start by the Bombers. They had loose men everywhere, and Hawthorn weren't manning up. Buick's warming up on the boundary line. Might come on shortly. Now, how's the umpire seeing that? It's a free kick Hawthorn's way, too high, and it's John Kennedy, who was in great form against Geelong. Can play both ends of the ground, of course. Now, a vital kick, this one. Hawthorn have missed a couple. Kennedy will kick from 45 metres, 45-degree angle. What a great player he's been for Hawthorn over the years. John Kennedy, very honest and reliable. He kicks it up, he swings it back. Will it make it? I think it's a goal. Yes, it's another one to the Hawks. Well, they're coming back. 4-2, 26 Essendon. Hawthorn 2-3-15.
Yes, a badly needed goal there by Hawthorn. They started off very sluggishly against this very good and aggressive Essendon side. Here's a free kick again against Paul Salmon, no doubt about that one. He copped that one right across the mouth, and there he is kicking from about 45 metres out. A great kick for goal by the experienced player, John Kennedy.
11 points of difference. Long goes short. Werner loves to chip the pass, Michael Long. And Michael Werner from 45 metres has already kicked 1 goal today. former South Australian West Torrens.
Promising full forward too. He's got that pace, Bruce, to get out in front and lead quickly.
And has strength. Proved that earlier today when he barged through 3 Hawks to goal. And these are important kicks for a full forward. Long drop punt. It's a good one. 5-2 to 2-3.
The Bombers applying the pressure right from the word go, and at quarter time a very handy lead, 7-2-44, leading by 29 points over the Hawks, 2-3-15. But we have learnt in recent years never ever write Hawthorn off. And so to the second quarter, and the Bombers continued to apply the pressure, and with just over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, they'd opened up a lead of some 38 points.
Madden and Deere, who have manned up throughout, just like Salmon and Lawrence. Hamilton off the body of O'Donnell and also Morrissey, and again a ball in. So Hamilton has had 3 kicks, 3 handballs, but he's really given Essendon something today. Brereton struggled a bit. Still the Bombers. Thompson. Oh, Grenville caught. Dixon's tackle was excellent.
Well, that's a bit... It should be rewarded, a good tackle like that, when the player's got time to get rid of it, I think, Bruce, and the umpire did. He hurt himself, though, in that tackle.
Yes, he's in all sorts of trouble, and he'll have to give the ball up to Pritchard. So Dixon, thigh muscle by the look of the umpire, just checking that he can't take the kick.
No, I think this is a genuine injury. I don't think he's trying to pull one over the umpire's eyes there.
No, it's going to go back to Robert Dixon. Brereton's very short, and that's the way he'll go. Just chipped it over to Brereton, who's about 55 metres out. Dixon trying to run it out. Now Dunstall leads towards centre half forward. There's the kick, but there's a wall of players there, and Deere takes a great mark. Paul Deere.
Improved player.
Much improved player, Pete. And he probably put in his best game for Hawthorn last week against Geelong.
Well, he kicked the first goal today when there were about 3 fights going on around him. And he's about 30 metres out, straight in front for the Bombers. And it's Deere against Madden in the centre.
Again, the margin, 5 goals, 2 behinds. Here's danger, though, as Manning tries to crash his way through. Look at Tuck. He's a good player, Michael Tuck, and he will probably break now. The umpire said that's lying on top of the ball against Michael Tuck, in fact. So they're pretty consistent on that, the umpires. You've got to make some attempt to get it out. Tim Watson, the short one's on again. This time Salmon couldn't get there, a bit of pushing and shoving. And that's a free kick. It'll have to come back, I would think. Oh, that'll be a 50-metre penalty. Stupid play by... Silly play by Werner. Because that'll be 50 metres down the ground, and Hawthorn with the kick will go down to almost the goal square.
The umpire's getting the book out again, I think. Yes.
Well, that's probably unduly rough play.
Unduly rough play, Pete. Yep. The whistle had gone, and he just slung him unnecessarily.
So how many reports have we had today? It looks like Brereton, Izard, and Werner's.
No, that was an Academy Award performance. Yep. Now that should be 50 metres. Isn't the umpire going to pay the 50?
Well, the free kick originally was for Lawrence, and then
it should be 50
for Pritchard. Exactly.
Well, that is poor umpiring. The kick should have been taken down on the wing. The ball is fisted down. Essendon go forward again. Cransberg, or in them back to Darren Pritchard. The advantage paid to Greg Deere. Deere has got his brother. Oh, he should have gone for his brother and didn't. Went for the wrong alternative there. Grabbed by Anderson. A quick kick. Finds Simon Madden, moving like a 2-year-old. Up to the forward line. Scotty McGuinness crashes his way through. A loose ball is with Manning. Manning brought to ground, and the umpire says too high. Manning's got loose men everywhere. Michael Long's one of them. Long is marked, 30 metres out, very slight angle.
Gee, the Hawks are at 6s and 7s here, Peter.
It all started from a very poor kick. Paul Deere had his brother loose, 30 metres clear. At centre forward, ignored him, went the wrong option, and they lost it. Rebound, a big chance here for Michael Long to slam it through for another one. There it is, goal to the Bombers.
10-7 to 4-5.
And you called it exactly right, Peter. The mistake coming from Greg Deere, coming through the centre there. He had his brother loose on the half-forward line. Not an Essendon player anywhere near him, and there was actually 3 Hawthorn players and 1 Essendon player, and he was able to pick out the Essendon player. A terrible mistake there, and Hawthorn should have made more of it.
38 points of difference. About 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Kennedy, not paid. Madigan and Kickett. Manning's been very good. Grenville. Whitman. Ayres. Through the centre. Morrissey. Couldn't handle it. Still Morrissey. Oh, good tackle again by the Bombers. Deer. Brereton. And he's got it. Oh, it's a good mark. It was a floater, and he's got Dixon in the pocket if he wants him, but I think Dermott will take full responsibility and kick the goal.
I'd have a shot, I think, from there. Too much goals, 2 down, so that's really not a lot in modern-day football. Deer, look a better side when he's down there on the ball. Whitman, off the side of the boot, could have been a free kick to Essendon there. Morrissey, the Jenke, oh, very slow getting rid of that ball, Ray Jenke. Spawn, short to Manning, to Anderson. Anderson from 55 metres, the long kick, will it float back? Werner! Scott McGuinness too slow to get back onto Werner, and Werner's marked in the square. And another goal coming up to the Bombers, and Michael Werner has kicked 2. Lovely kick, Anderson.
And that's the advantage of going long and direct.
Mistake by Ray Jenke back on the wing. Allowed Essendon in. Werner slams it through for a goal.
And Essendon again outscoring Hawthorn in the second quarter, going into the long break with a very handy lead. 11-7, 73 Hawthorn. A disappointing 5-5-35. The Essendon runners, led by Anderson and Watson, having a field day. And the Hawks, particularly in defence, certainly missing Chris Langford. Could they come back? That was the big question. Well, they found it difficult again in the third quarter. We'll go to that quarter now with some 9 minutes remaining. And again, Essendon has stretched its lead to almost 50 points.
And playing those big guys in the back pocket is really not working out for Hawthorn. There's Anderson to half-forward Dixon with courage. Dixon to the 50-metre line. Straightens up, hooks it back. Dunstall punched away by Anthony Danaher with very, very good football. And Jason Dunstall, how many was it last week? 12.
Yes, 12 last week.
Today, getting towards three-quarter time, is goalless. So good effort by Anthony Danaher. Out wide to Watson. Look at Tuck, putting in an enormous effort. Watson wide. Anderson's been absolutely superb. He's got it again. A quick kick to half-forward. Andrew Collins. He and Tuck have been Hawthorn's easily their best players. Andrew Collins wide. He's got Greg Deer. Can he get there? He can, the big man. Swings onto the left foot. Good effort by Madden to try and... Oh, Dixon waited for the ball. Alan Jeans won't like that. And I'll tell you what, he was very lucky to get it.
He's done that on a couple of occasions, especially when he was running out to meet the ball when it was kicked long to him. He waited for it to bounce.
Vanderhaar, Brereton in hard. Vanderhaar and Jenke. Jenke chasing after Gary O'Donnell. Anthony Danaher beautifully gets it out of defence, goes short, looking for Long. At the back is Pritchard, but the support was by Mark Thompson for Michael Long.
To O'Donnell. And what about O'Donnell's footy a moment ago when he left it for Danaher? Salmon. Well, I said it was shades of 1985 earlier on. This Essendon side hasn't played this well for a long time. They're on fire. Working as a team. He's a fair way out, the big man. Kicked 1 goal a moment ago. About 45 metres out straight in front. It's 8 goals the margin. High drop punt. It'll fall short. Kick it went off early. Werner. Still Werner. Surely he'll handball. Kransberg off the ground. Oh, behind.
Oh, that really went through.
Sure did. 15-11 to 7-10. And I doubt whether this full back line of Hawthorn has felt so much pressure in a long time. And boy, are they missing Langford today.
Are they ever? Towards half-back, but you can't say one player can make all that much difference. Essendon have been great. There's Ayres. They really need a couple of quick goals. Condon has been hardly sighted. Dunstall over the back. Dixon kicked away by that strong Essendon defence. Here's Condon again. Up in front of goal. Brereton against Izard. That's a mismatch.
Under 58. Madden against Deer. They breathe in deeply. Set themselves to raise another effort. Madden behind his head. Tuck to Ayres. If the Hawks can get another 1 or 2 in a hurry, we could have a finish. Dixon, Dunstall should...
Hawthorn steadying the ship a little in the third quarter, but still not managing to outscore the Bombers, each side scoring 4 goals for in that third quarter. And at three-quarter time, Essendon 15-11 to Hawthorn 9 goals 11. And interestingly enough, Jason Dunstall, what a week it is in football. 12 goals one day, and up to three-quarter time, Anthony Danaher had done a great job on the Star, keeping him down to just 1 goal. Well, let's now go to the final quarter, and we pick up play at the opening bounce of that term.
Salmon against Lawrence. Lawrence wins this one. Still with Lawrence. Towards centre-half forward. Dunstall, who was a lot busier towards the end of that term. To Anderson. High ball. In the pocket, O'Donnell underneath it. Was it out of bounds on the full? Yes, it was. And it'll be a kick in by Gary O'Donnell in the back pocket. No, he gives it to Tony Danaher, and that's not a bad tactic. No, the umpire's too clever. It's about a 20-metre difference, Peter.
Well, the first 5 minutes will tell the tale here. If Hawthorn kick a couple of quick ones, they can get themselves right back in this game. If Essendon kick them, it'll be all over. Now, this is Salmon. Good mark at half-back, looking for Van der Haar, getting away from Lawrence. And Van der Haar, there's nothing in that. Just a little bit of acting. Players always try and get that 50-metre penalty because it's such a big advantage. There's Van der Haar to half forward. Andrew Collins has been absolutely superb today for Hawthorn. He and Michael Tuck have been easily their best players. There's a good mark to Izard. His pace has worried Hawthorn today. He really is a quick player as he sprints away and kicks it long. A chance for the high flyers. Peter Swab runs back into the pack. In after it goes Kickett. The loose ball is with Essendon. The hand pass to Anderson. He's been superb. Up to the forward line. Punched away by McGuinness as he got the support. It's brought to ground. And that is a very hard decision.
I agree, Peter. Very tough decision. Scotty McGuinness had no time whatsoever to get rid of that ball.
Let's have a look. He just grabbed it. As the same time the Essendon player grabbed him, and you must be given some chance of getting rid of the ball, and very unlucky there, McGuinness. And it's a free kick nevertheless to Werner, and this will make it almost impossible for Hawthorn. He will be going for goal number 5. In fact, you don't often see those paid in front of goal, Bernie.
No, exactly. It's a fairly brave umpiring decision, that one.
But 15 metres out, directly in front, Michael Werner. He's been an excellent player today with his fast leading. Has really worried players that have played on him, McGuinness being one. Werner from directly in front pops it through for goal. Seven goals now. The margin, the Bombers lead 16-11 to Hawthorn 9-11.
That's Michael Werner's 5th goal. He's been a great full forward this afternoon. Very busy. He leads well, can take a mark. And he's also a player who's very keen to see the ball remain on that Essendon forward line with his tackling and chasing.
42 points the difference. So the Hawks with a huge task in front of them. Kennedy very quickly to Tuck. Jenke and Hamilton. Deer. Long left foot to the goal square. Dunstall and Danaher. It bounces through for a goal. (16-11) Essendon, 10-11 Hawthorn. And the Hawks get it back immediately as they had to stay in the game.
Yes, that was a must because it was slipping away had they not got the quick reply there. Paul Deer, who's been a good player, ruining it well off the pack. 3 goals, in fact, to Paul Deer. And Jason Dunstall doing well to shepherd that one through in the goal square.
Well, you must hand it to Paul Deer. He is a greatly improved player. Has really worked hard at his fitness. And that was a good goal. Now Tuck trying to get it out. Players pounce in on top of it. And umpire Rowan Saws will come in and bounce. 6 goals the margin. 21 3/4 minutes of play left in this match. They've done some miraculous things, Hawthorn, in the past, but I doubt whether they could win it today. Now, is that a free kick on Buick? I think it is, yes, holding the man for Buick. Some ironical cheers by the Essendon supporters. They haven't done well with the free kicks today. The short one is on again. Madden up in front, appealing for the mark. It's a mark. No, it's not a mark. Oh, was that unlucky? Here's a chance for Watson from 35 metres. A high floater towards the goals. This could be a goal. I think it's a goal. Yes, it is to Watson. Plays 10-11. The Bombers lead by 7 goals again.
Yes, well, they've been the better side by far all day, Essendon. Hawthorn mounting a bit of a challenge there in that third quarter. There's a mark that wasn't paid to Simon Madden. Maybe Greg Deere got his fist to the ball, but they had plenty of players there in support with Timmy Watson long and high into the goal square. Good shepherding by Werner, and Scotty McGuinness not able to take it.
The Bombers go forward again. What about that handball by Manning to Watson? It was terrific. Manning's been a good player today with 14 touches. Schwab goes wide, and that was the key word, very wide to Morrissey. It's not often that Hawthorn are going wide like they've done occasionally today. We've been talking about going down the corridor for the last 6 or 7 years, but today they've had to skirt around it a bit. 7-goal margin. Salmon's been very good. He's got some mates. Manning again. Still with Manning. To Long. To Plain. Still with Plain. One bounce. 2. Running sideways. Round his body. Good. Very good indeed. To Salmon. Saw a space. And Madden, I should say, was able to drop into it.
Clever play, Bernie.
Exactly. Clever play by Bradley Plain. Didn't blaze away. He saw his couple of Essendon forwards there. Simon Madden, the player, taking the mark. But not an indiscriminate kick into the forward line like we've seen from a lot of the Hawthorn players.
Well, I put the mockers on him earlier when I said he was about to try and kick his 499th goal in league footy. Will this be it? Drop punt. Just missing again. So Simon Madden with 1 goal, 2. It's 17-12 to 10-11. A big margin. 7 goals won the difference.
He doesn't normally miss those, Madden. He's normally a pretty straight kick. There's Lawrence, the big flyer. Oh, hand passes straight to Salmon. Lawrence back in after it again. It's a loose ball is with Madigan. Madigan straight to Long. Long knocks it on, but Collins, geez, a good player. Tremendous pace to get away. Gary Ayres, strength. Against Mark Thompson, the loose one is with Long. A clever hand pass to Watson. The short one's on to Buick. Buick from 45 metres, straightens up, kicks long. It's another one, I think. Yes, it is. A great goal to the Bombers. 18-12, 120 Essendon. Hawthorn 10-11, 71. I don't think they can do it today, the Hawks.
Well, it's going to be very difficult for the Hawthorn side to come back from here. A big margin to make up, and they're not even playing well at the moment. The Essendon running player still doing well. Michael Long, Timmy Watson, Buick running on without any pressure. No Hawthorn players putting on the pressure, kicked an easy goal.
49 points a difference. The Bombers charging away at the MCG. Deere with a long handball to Anderson. Izzard's got him though, and that's been symbolic of everything here today. Essendon has been relentless. They've refused to give Hawthorn an inch. O'Donnell, short. Anderson trips at the vital stage. It bounces and will be a ball in. John Kennedy hoping it might have been out on the full, knowing it had just bounced inside. Salmon and Lawrence. Oh, Salmon, well done. Anderson, 22nd kick coming up. Madden, Cransberg, here's another one. Drop punt. Yes, it is. And it's raining goals.
Today, performance by Essendon, and I did rob Hawthorn of 2 points in that third quarter, for which I apologise, but the Bombers running out comfortable 62-point victors, 24-15, 159, of which